Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Terratech with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome to one more corpse of one more enemy from one more corporation. In today's video, I was originally planning on making the entire skybase, but I've realised that's going to take a very long time to sort out all the resources, and I do have something else which I think we need to make things just easier. So what we're going to do today is make a small base which has one simple function: to melt down all of the corpses we've been collecting. Now, the scrappers themselves are a little bit annoying to use with an airborne base, so if we have just a really simple base just to compress all of the corpses into a more manageable format, I think that would be best. Once again as well, this would be really weird without the context of the game. It may make me sound a little bit insane or something. So I've noticed I have got a grand total of 13 GSO fabricators, which I believe is more than enough for every single resource type. So the idea is, I want all of these fabricators on one tech, all of them set up to create one of these blocks. So we are always creating one of the compressed blocks. Now, it would be probably easier to use the Geocorp fabricator, since then you get the large variants, or maybe even the Venture, so you get the really small variants, so nothing goes to waste. But this just seems a nice middle point, so I think I'm going to stick with GSO. Once they're all lovely and compressed, it means we'll have less waste when we're creating things on the skybase, unless just random blocks will have to sell off, because we have them already and portioned for lovely, lovely use. It's time to compress and portion the corpses. Sounds like a really weird chicken nugget factory, actually. So, I just did the mission to destroy some trees, and look, we finally have the Geocorp Mass SCU, so we can stop using the regular SCU all the time, because this thing has much, much better range, and honestly, it's my favourite SCU in the game. But I've decided, upon doing this mission, that this craft today is not going to be the all-encompassing general-purpose fabricator to build everything. In fact, it's not even going to use, where are you? It's not going to use the component factories. All it's going to have is refineries, fabricators, and scrappers, nothing else. This is going to be an item, a tech I can spawn in quickly, break down all these pieces of corpses, because look at how many legs we have to spare, and then we get the blocks and then go back to the base. So that's all we're doing today. It's a nice and simple build, because I want to build it, and that's pretty much the only reason today. So, I would like the Hawkeye Scrapper and the Venture Scrapper. Now, I could just build these, or we could just do a couple of missions and grab them. Lovely. And we get, hopefully, the Scrapper. Ooh, we do get the SCU, but sadly no Scrapper. Ooh, we do also get the Copter Blades. Lovely. Hello. Let's go for the small guy first. Oh! Small guy has missiles! Okay, well, that was definitely the right target then. Ow. Missiles, cannons, shotguns. Wow, that's just railguns as well. Well, this went up a level, didn't it? All I wanted was a fabricator. Actually, no, a scrapper. And yeah, to be fair, I wanted a scrapper to scrap your friend's corpses, but still. How many times have I said corpses in this little video already? I may have a problem. Come on, hurry up. Well, you're not hurting him anymore, so let's kill you first. You are a seriously well-armoured fellow. But look how many pieces remain. Lovely. Just gonna pop this down here. Do we get the scrapper by any chance? Ooh, that looks like the scrapper. Lovely. Now all we need is the Venture Scrapper, and we can actually do some building. Ooh, my faces looks better. Oh, wow, that really hurt. I really need to make a hover sort of destroyer. As in a hover with loads of cannons, just utter devastation. A glass cannon, a very fast glass cannon. The enemies seem way stronger today. Also, what is with that tech just there? It's been there this entire time. I'm going to check that out in a second. Hello. Oop, gonna run right into your weapons there because I am a smart person. Slowly back up, there you go, and you've done loads of damage to my shields. Never underestimate the Venture basic weapons. Especially when stacked. Lovely. Could you have made any more mess? There's a piece of you over there. Whoa. Oh, is that the scrapper? Lovely. The game's being very kind today. I think it understands my mood has been erratic at the moment. It understands what's good for it, is what I'm saying. Not a threat. SCU? Why aren't you collecting that one particular part? Eat your vegetables, SCU! Can't even give it to you. We'll never know what's wrong with this part. That is so well balanced. I don't trust this. At some point it got damaged. Oh, I think that was from a mission ages ago. Well, since these lasers are terrible at shooting down things, how about just for once? 3, 2, 1. That was kind of perfect. So I've been having a thinky think, one of those rare things I do on occasion, and it seems like the Venture Fabricator will be better overall, purely because it lowers the chance of you losing blocks. Well, chunks, I should say. These are blocks, these are chunks. Because with the Fabricators, they will constantly try to create whatever they're set to make. And if you don't get all the way to creating it, then you remove the base, you lose all those chunks. Those chunks are simply gone. So, potentially, you can lose up to 23 chunks from the GSO Fabricator if you're not paying attention, and you don't have storage and everything else, which I don't really want to do at all. With the Venture, at most, you're going to lose 7, which is very little. It's not really a problem. Of course, the problem is, the Venture blocks are tiny, and that makes scrapping them for those blocks later on annoying. For those chunks. Chunks, blocks. I will get that mixed up a million times. So the question is, how difficult is the Fabricator to create? I don't really want to be making anything today. Oh, that's really cheap. It's just... yeah, that is really, really cheap. But still, yeah, I think I'm going to stick with GSO purely because of how annoying these are to use. Because they're so tiny, it almost has the same problem as everything else, scrapping it in the air, so we may as well just stick with GSO. It's the middle ground. And once again, we already have the Fabricators, which makes everything easy. Okay, I've been waffling way too long. Essentially, we're sticking with the same plan, just now I have more reasoning behind it. Also, once we use this, I'm only going to use it when I'm scrapping loads of things anyway, so it's not like we're going to get that 24 blocks lost too often. 23 blocks, 23 chunks. My brain is not ready for this. Just making sure this works. Okay, component goes down there, which looks cool, going to its side, which should go to the cannon. And then the cannon's at the front there, which will look nice as well. Awesome. Okay, now we don't really need to split these. But I just like splitting them. I just like having everything so orderly. Even though, yes, I know it's not needed. I understand that there's better ways of doing it. But I am a weird person. Okay, so I've built a little loop here. On the upside, this thing will never get stuck, although that's overkill and not exactly the most efficient thing in the world. So next, what I'm going to do is build upwards, then have the Fabricators in a line, all throwing the blocks outwards into a sort of cage. The cage will have the GSO... no, the Geocorp SCU in the center. That way, no items will ever get out. And honestly, I think it will look more interesting to see them being thrown constantly. Although saying that, we do need to see at what force they're going to be thrown at. So let's quickly just put down a Fabricator on its side and see what happens. Oh, that is if a Fabricator can be placed on its side. I've never actually tried this. Well, all my hopes and dreams just failed. Well, to be fair, as long as we build it like that, it should always be thrown that way anyway, right? Just build a regular block for a second, please, or something we can make easily. There we are. Just put down a couple of these. This will be a lot easier in the future when we're using every single block type. There we are. We can still make it work, it just won't be as cool. Okay, fine. How do I not know these things after building so many bases? So what about something like this? Rather than having one straight line, which would take way too much space, we could just do something like this. Then this one would be the next. Go around the circle, well, square, I should say, like this, then have it all drop down. Of course, I'll move this to the side in a second so the center is actually centered, otherwise it would drive me insane, but yeah, that would work. Okay, so one problem I've came across is this. I completely forgot that the SCU will grab items with a higher priority than the scrappers. So if I wanted to spam things down here, as you can see, the SCU is going to grab them all, so this won't work. On the upside, the easy solution would either be to use the Venture SCU, which has a smaller range, and just place it somewhere here, or, which I think might look really interesting, is we continue with the cage idea, so we actually build a cage for all these to fall in about here, then we have this SCU, maybe here-ish. Yeah, that would look really cool to watch. I think this has turned out for the best. Okay, before all those go out, let's just do this. Goodbye. And now let's place it in a more correct position. Okay, so what we're going to do is this. So we have those 4 there. We're going to put those over here. Then have 4 here and 4 here. This will be in the air like it was before. And we're going to build some struts to hold it in place. We already have some batteries underneath here and some solar panels. We can easily make this defendable. So if I'm scrapping loads of stuff, I don't have to make sure it's always protected, which would be very, very nice indeed. I love the fact that this actually works. Now here's the thing. Would this also work if I did it like this? So have it like that, then facing this way, then facing this way, then backwards. Oh, that looks really cool. Going in a bit of a spiral. Okay, we're definitely building like this because that's really awesome and really stupid. Even if it is really annoying to build like this. Okay, there we go. Lovely. Then we can use these gaps here to build 2 columns going down. We can have a column here, column here. Now saying that, what we could do then is move it backwards by 2. That way we could have 4 columns all of the same size. Yeah, let's do that. The loop is complete. Once again, we don't really need this loop, but I think it'll be fun. So we can have a column here, 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 here. That's fine. This is symmetrical with the refineries, even though it's only 3 connections here, 4 connections there. That's just because we have this addition on the left. Yeah, that seems fine to me. We could move the scrappers along a little bit, but I'm fine with that as well, especially since I'm going to be putting blocks all here anyway, so we probably can't see too much. So next up, I'll add the columns, then we can build the basket. If we have hollow columns, it means we can have batteries all the way down there, and we can have shields and repair bubbles and everything else. That'll be absolutely fine. Also, what we could do... That looks so weird. I do love the GSO alternate paint scheme, but it's a really odd one. It's a Spanish flag. It makes me think Soviet because of how it's done in terms of the dominance of red. Yeah, it's just bizarre. And it's a little bit McDonald's. It is chicken nuggets. This is how chicken nuggets are made. Lovely. Okay, so it seems to work just fine. One issue I was thinking is sometimes the fabricator seems to like to throw the items in a random direction. This is weird. Can I please place the blocks down there? Thank you. But it seems like that really isn't too much of an issue. I love how they go up there. That just looks amazing. We could make this a little bit lower, just so we have some more space. But to be fair, the SCU will be grabbing this fairly quickly, so I doubt we're going to have any stacks like this. And even so, it still seems to work out just fine. Okay, so now to up the columns a little bit and add the SCU. So, a bit of a problem is I really underestimated the range of the SCU. As you can see right now, even at that high up, It's still attracting blocks. Is there even a limit when it comes to altitude? I'm hoping there is. Otherwise, this is going to be a serious problem, and we're definitely going to have to use the Venture SCU and just put it further back. Which means we're actually going to have to get the Venture SCU. Yep, looks like that may be the case. Which is really annoying, and maybe this was something I should have checked beforehand. Surely there's a limit to how far this thing can grab downwards. Okay, no longer grabbing from the ground. Let's place it up here. Still grabbing from there. Okay, so, between here and there. You know what? I'm still going to put it up there because that's what I wanted to do originally. Now, fall to the ground, please. Let's see if we can get this done. So, I think the Venture SCU will be better anyway, and honestly, we just need one. So, can this tech do this? Oh. Not quite sure why I was about to take off then, but okay. And there we go. Any chance we get lucky this time, or do we need to do more missions? More missions it is. Okay, I've went ahead and I've actually crafted the mobile SCU. So, let's see if this will work out any better. Now, thankfully, this has such a reduced range, we could just put it around about here, a little bit further back, and it wouldn't really cause any issues. But I still want it in the middle. And by the looks of things, it's going to be just fine. Wonderful. Okay, then the mobile SCU is taking over from the regular. Perfect. So then, let's build this up. Lovely. It's all working according to plan. I think in terms of just sheer functionality, we are completely done now. There is no problems occurring at all, nothing's getting stuck, and the only resources which are going past is simply because during the stage where the block is being created, the scrapper can't accept any more resource, so one resource will always go past, which is fine because everything is looped. Lovely. If we had storage, they would be stored and then sent along, but because we don't have storage, it means we can throw way more resource into the conveyor, which may cause an issue, maybe down the line, but right now, it seems to actually be beneficial. Which is great, since it would call 24 blocks and then wait until the block is created, so chunks, and then wait until the block is created before any more chunks can go through, which would just slow down absolutely everything. So this definitely seems to be the way forward. Now, all we need to do, in addition to the better future scrapper, is we need to perhaps build a section down here, just so I can throw items down a little bit easier and they won't roll away or get stuck. We could use a magnet, but honestly, with the range of these scrappers, I don't feel like that's needed. I have added more batteries, I've added more solar panels. Just need to add a couple of batteries up here, and that's done as well. But for now, I'm afraid I am all out of time for today's video. I am really happy with how this build has turned out, and honestly, we can definitely scrap loads of stuff incredibly quickly now. We could have made it smaller, but honestly, this is just way, way more fun. So, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Terratech is a series you wish to see continued in the future. In the next episode, we should hopefully be able to build the sky base at last. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.